I do not own the rights to this music.
Oh, mhm, mhm, mhm. Oh, listen, amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Lord, I was lost, but now am found. Lord, I was blind, but now, oh, I see. I want everybody to sing. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
Hello, and welcome to Sunday School Summary with Brother Ron. Sunday School lesson for Sunday, December 12th, 2021. Our reference material for the Sunday School Summary is based upon the International Sunday School Lesson Series as published by the Sunday School Publishing Board. We're discussing Justice, Law, and History as the title of the Winter Lesson Series, which is categorized into 3 units or groups of lessons. We are in Unit 1, and we're discussing God Requires Justice. The Justice, Law, History series focuses on justice as applied and documented in the Old Testament. It defines justice as originating with God and given to his people under the law. The title of our second lesson in the Unit 1 Winter Lesson series is titled The Mercy of Justice from 2 Samuel chapter 9, verse 1. And that verse reads as follows. David said, "Is there yet any that is left of the house of Saul to whom I can show kindness for Jonathan's sake?" And remember, Jonathan is David's good friend who aided him in his becoming king of Israel. The title of today's lesson is Mercy and Justice, and the lesson comes from the Old Testament book of 2 Samuel. The book of Samuel records the historical reign of the King David. As recorded by the prophet Samuel, God anointed David to replace King Saul, and he received divine help and guidance from God as he fought many wars and won to consolidate all of his power over Israel. And David, in a moment of reflection, is reminded of the help, the kindness, and commitment displayed by his good friend Jonathan, and how this reflection result or affects his application of law, justice, and mercy, which brings us to today's lesson. There are 2 summary lesson points for today: seeking to act justly from 2 Samuel chapter 9, verses 1 through 7, and provision for just treatment from 2 Samuel chapter 9, verses 9 through 12. The passages for the lesson today revolve around the key words of faith, justice, mercy, and covenant. And faith is complete trust, assurance, or belief or confidence in God as exhibited by David. Justice is the dispensing of deserved punishment for wrongdoing. You pay for your crime. And mercy is the withholding of deserved punishment. And in today's lesson, David showed mercy to Jonathan's son, Mephibosheth, who was disabled. And covenant is a commitment or solemn promise, usually under seal between 2 or more parties for the performance of some action. In today's lesson, the simple agreement between David and Jonathan to be kind to the descendants of the other is a covenant that motivates David's kindness. Seeking to act justly from chapter 9, verses 1 through 7. And these passages, David has consolidated all of his power over Israel, and he reflects if there's anyone left in Saul's house that he could show kindness towards in memory of his friend Jonathan. David summoned Ziba, who was the top servant of Saul's, to inquire as to if there were any remaining descendants. And Ziba told him that Jonathan had a son who was still alive and that he was disabled or lame in both feet, and that he lived in Lodabar, in Machir's house. And King David summoned him to appear before him. When Mephibosheth arrived, he bowed before David out of respect and honor. But he also must have felt fear, because in those days, the victors killed all remaining descendants to ensure there was no threat to their power. David reassured him that he was there to show him kindness, that he was going to restore all of Saul's personal estate to him, and that he would be able to eat at the king's table for life. So in effect, he gave him the return of the estate of Saul to provide for his family. And also he provided him a pension by providing him with food to always eat. So when we exercise power, remember we should exercise it at the direction of God or the Holy Spirit, based on justice and mercy, that we should be motivated by our commitment to keep our word or covenant, that we should be motivated by mercy and kindness to others, and also forgiveness, as evidenced by David forgiving Saul's grandson. Provision for just treatment from 2 Samuel chapter 9, verses 9 through 12. And these passages, David called Ziba, Saul's top servant or administrator, and told him what he had done, that he had bestowed the land of Saul's personal estate back to Jonathan's son, Mephibosheth, and Saul's grandson. He commanded that Ziba and all of his household would work the estate to provide for Mephibosheth's family, which was his son, Micah, who was the chief beneficiary of David's kindness. And every one of the members of his household were made servants of Mephibosheth. And this was an act of kindness in memory of his friend. As Christians in this Advent season, now is the time to reflect on God's goodness and kindness to us, and through prayer, model our behaviors and actions to do good deeds and show kindness to others, even those who we may not like or trust, people that we may feel are undeserving of our goodness and kindness. You know, the blacks, the gays, the Muslims, the immigrants, the thugs, the megas, and so on and so forth. But as the true followers of Jesus Christ, we should model our behavior after King David. And that would be based upon covenant or agreement, honor, respect, and kindness. Those are the summary lesson points for Sunday, December 12th, 2021, seeking to act justly from 2 Samuel 9, 1 through 7, and provision for just treatment, 2 Samuel 9, 9 through 12. This is Brother Ron with the Sunday School Summary for Sunday, December 12th, 2021. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed week, and we hope to see you next Sunday for another edition of Sunday School Summary with Brother Ron.